Thank you for joining us. Good day, everyone. 1E Patch Insights product tour kicking off. Here we go. Kat is driving. I'm going to talk about who we are. Kat Scott is leading the slides here. So myself, my name is Josh Thompson. I am the Director of Product Marketing. I am joined today with my colleague, Kat Catini, the product manager who has been working for months and months on bringing this product to market with a broader team. A lot of people at 1E working really hard to bring this out. I am here as the hype person to Kat. Kat has done an amazing job and great work, and I'm really looking forward to watching her and being part of this presentation as we announce and present this new product that is available in the market. All right, on the agenda today, I'm going to go through a few slides about what the overview of 1E is, what we are, what we do, and then I'm going to hand it off to Kat. She's going to introduce the product and then go through a product demo showing inside the actual product what's going on. And then at the end, we're going to save time for a Q&A. All right, so 1E, what is 1E? We are a digital employee experience platform company. And what is a digital employee experience platform? A digital employee experience platform needs to address many things. It needs to be able to help IT manage devices, manage the performance of those devices, and have analytics and knowledge into the performance of what's going on in their environment. Needs to be able to understand what's going on with applications, with the network, needs to be able to solve security problems and remediate issues, needs to connect with the ITSM, your ITSM provider, so the service desk can then do some of these things and tasks can be shifted to different members of the IT organization. And finally, it needs to really collect the sentiment of the end users. So all of these great things can be going on across this circle. IT's putting in a ton of great effort to make everything perform as great as possible. But in the end, if the end user isn't getting a great experience or the perception of their experience is low, then all of that work is for naught, or all of that work is challenged. What does that come down to? That comes down to these three things on the right here. We have a DEX solution or platform should really provide a better experience that is more secure and is business aligned. And what do we mean by that? So better experience and security, we think of as two sides of the same coin. So if the experience is great, but the security is low, the organization is at risk. If the security is great, but the experience is low, the organization is also at risk because the end users are going to find ways to circumvent that security. So we really need to marry those two things and not think of them as opposing forces, but as two sides of the same thing. Is how do we create an experience that's great for our end users, but is secure, and we make that security, those security measures as transparent as possible. In addition to that, is how do we address security issues? Like a DEX platform needs to be able to address and apply remediations to fix any security issues once they're seen. It's not a security product, but it does make the environment more secure. And finally, business aligned. What we mean by business aligned is any solution that IT is purchasing, that is implementing any DEX solution, it needs to have a true return on investment and needs to be aligned to the business needs along with the IT needs. So bring IT into more of that business conversation and be really delivering a great bottom line and aligning to what is important to the numbers of the business. So at 1E, we reimagine how technology serves people and create new ways for IT to shape the future of work. The 1E platform is delivered through a single lightweight agent that scales massively. We have 1.5 million plus devices. It's real time and it works when devices are offline. And we have a RESTful API for third-party integrations, be that ServiceNow or something else. There's a lot going on with our platform. We have great products around endpoint troubleshooting, endpoint automation, experience analytics, service desk augmentation, inventory insights, employee sentiment, automated self-service, content distribution. All of that solves a lot of different use cases, addresses a lot of what I just showed in the previous slide around what a DEX platform should deliver. There's a lot of solutions. There's a lot to dig into on all of those things. But the star of today's show is Patch Insights and what Patch Insights can do. And with that, I'm going to hand it off to Kat to introduce Patch Insights and show us what the product's about.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh, very much. And hello, everyone. I am Kat Catini. As Josh mentioned, I am the product manager here that oversees 1E Patch Insights, our newest tool that's now available to you all. And I'm really excited to talk about it today. We've been working on it for quite some time. It's now live for our SaaS customers to use. As of February 1st, we went live and want to talk about it today, have a few slides, and then most importantly, go through a live demonstration of the tool. So Patch Insights, what is it? Why should you care about Patch Insights? Really what it is, again, is our newest tool, brand new to market, generally available. And it's a real-time dashboard that you can see here on the right-hand side that provides you with, again, real-time information about your patching landscape. So here you can see all the patches. We put them in criticality order for you, which I'll get into here in a moment, and allow you to work through them in order to increase your patching compliance. What we want to provide and what we do provide with Patch Insights is more visibility, and most importantly, that real-time visibility about your patches, so that at any time you know which patches are successful, which patches have failed, and which device that they're successful or failed on. Again, we're not delivering this data in any kind of delay, which you may be used to with some native patching solutions. I've heard from a number of customers, patch administrators, that some data you may be getting from SCCM, WSUS, Intune, maybe at a little bit of a delay. We want to close that gap of that data delay. Again, provide that information in real time. You'll hear me say real time a number of times today because that really is important and a big part of the tool. So again, you can totally understand what's going on in your patching landscape and then ultimately increase your patching SLAs and have more devices patched in a quicker time frame. So that's what it's all about. Right here on the right-hand side, we have a screenshot, a little sneak peek into what 1E Patch Insights looks like. I'll quickly move away from this slide, but don't worry, we'll go through a live demonstration to show you what it looks like and all the critical features that we believe can provide you value when you are patching. But take a look at that UI. We're really proud to present it today. And again, we'll be going into more detail here in a moment. So as I mentioned, we saw some key challenges that we saw in our customers, our users, our patch administrators were really facing every day or every month as they were going through their patching cycles. And the first one, I've already mentioned it a number of times, but can't overstate it enough, is that native patching tools, whether you're using SCCM, WSUS, WSUS-R, Intune, aren't necessarily providing what we call holistic real-time information to you at any given time. So you're not dealing with real-time data. You may not know what's going on in your patch landscape or on your devices in real time. And that can be an issue when you're trying to close critical patches, those 0-day patches, whatever it may be. We believe that you need real-time information to be successful in that. Therefore, that leads to the inability to meet your patching SLAs. I'm sure if you're on this call, hopefully you're familiar with patching SLAs. I'm sure maybe some of you have these SLAs you need to meet every single day. With these native solutions, it may be hard for you to meet these SLAs because you don't have that real-time data. You don't have a dashboard that you can work from top to bottom to close those patches. And it might be hard to target those SLAs and make sure you're patching as many devices as you need to. That's what we heard from our customers, from our patch administrators, and those are the key challenges that we wanted to solve for you in the tool here. If that's familiar, I hope it is familiar that you see these problems. We hope our tool can help close these problems and address the challenges that I just mentioned there. So how will we address these challenges? So we talked about the issues that you may be facing as a patch administrator, and we've come up with this tool, this real-time dashboard that we have as Patch Insights that can help you with these challenges. And with this functionality that you're seeing written out here on the screen, as well as other functionality I will dive right into in the live demo, we believe we can help you with these key challenges. And again, the number one piece of value that 1E Patch Insights can provide is this real-time dashboard. Or the way that we have integrated into the Windows update really allows us to have that real-time data, You're not going to have a delay like you might have with 24, 48, 72 hours that you may have with SCCM or Intune. We're providing that real time as we do integrate with the Windows update. You'll see that in the live demonstration as well. We also have patch scoring. So we're not only providing you patch information in real time, we're also have a proprietary score where we're able to show you where you should attack that patch. So you're able to filter on that, take a look at that, and decide which patches are criticals and which can wait to be remediated. And then lastly, it's not only a dashboard where you can view information, but we also have the ability to patch directly through the dashboard. So it is an area where you can view information about patches. There is real-time information in there. Of course, that's important to any patch administrator, but we can also take action from the dashboard as well. So you can patch directly from the dashboard, whether it be through SCCM, WSUS, or Intune. We integrate with those three what we call native patching providers, and we're able to push the patch through that as well. And I'll show you what that looks like. A lot of customers like this feature because you don't have to go back into your native patching solutions to try and repatch and reattempt or reboot the machine. You can do that from the dashboard here as well. Here is the Patch Insights demonstration. This is what it looks like here. Of course, if you would like a longer demo, definitely reach out to your account executive, your contact at 1E. I'll go through a quick demonstration here today and show you what Patch Insights looks like. So again, Patch Insights is GA. We went GA on February 1st, and this is what it will look like for any customer that is now turning on Patch Insights and able to use it in your 1E platform. It's available for SaaS customers currently, so that is who can turn it on right now at this time. For our on-prem customers, you'll see the same exact functionality that you're seeing today, same exact functionality that our SaaS customers have, but a little bit later in the spring. That will be coming to you. But again, you'll see the same functionality that you're seeing right now. As we move into Patch Insights, the first thing that you'll see here, if you're the patch administrator or the person that is working on the patches, you'll see this real-time dashboard that shows you all the patches that you have, again, ranked with criticality score order. So it's just really a to-do list. We want you to work from top to bottom on your patches, work with the highest criticality, and then move down to the bottom if that's the way that you like to work. And we provide you that filtering to do so. So speaking of the criticality score, this is what it looks like here. It's a score from 0 to 100 that we rank for you. So we have an algorithm that we've created based on customer feedback and industry standards to allow you to take a look and see how critical each patch is to move to each device. And it's based on a number of factors. So we have a patch score explanation, but it's based on a number of factors, including the age of that patch, how many devices that it's affecting in your environment, which we can look at directly. It also takes a look at how many devices it's failed on versus successfully patched, et cetera. So we do have a full algorithm that we've built out here that allows us to have that criticality score. So as the patch administrator, you can take a look at that score. You can also filter on other pieces if you want to change that dashboard, but we do recommend that you filter on that highest impact / criticality score. It's the same thing here, and then move from top to bottom. You also have other ways to look at the dashboard. So that's the most common way that I've seen our patch administrators use the dashboard with that criticality score that we've built for you, but you can also search on any patch as well. So if you need to take a look directly at a patch, you know that that's something you need to address today. You can search for any patch in the dashboard on the KB number or title, and that will return that patch for you there. So if you have hundreds of patches in here, you're able to quickly narrow down the patch that you need, and that's the way that you can do that there. So a little bit of a different use case, and we provide you both ways in the tool here. You also have the ability to archive any patches, and I normally don't talk about this, but speaking with customers more frequently, they've really seen value in this part of the tool, but we have the ability to archive any patch. So if there's a patch that we've pulled from the Windows update directly into this dashboard here, it's in your Windows update, but for whatever reason, it doesn't make sense for you, you don't want to update that patch, you can always archive a patch, and that will remove it from your dashboard here. So you won't see that patch anymore, it'll disappear, and you can always get that back there by including those archive patches. So that's a very quick navigation of the dashboard. I wanted to cover the search, the criticality score, and we have archiving as well. And now we can dive into each individual patch. So as the patch administrator, you have this dashboard, and you can also take a look at a patch in more detail. So you can select any patch that you have here, see all the devices underneath, and then see the status of those devices as well. Again, we only have one device here for this patch. It's a demo environment, but if you had hundreds of devices, you would see those listed below, and you can see as many devices as you have. But here we have this one device here that has a failed status for the patch. We're also able to see in real time if a device is online or offline. This device here is offline. It hasn't been online for some time, but we show that status there. And I'll show you what it looks like here quickly if we have a patch in an online status as well. And that data comes over in real time from those online devices. We can take a look at this device here. It's in failed status, which means that is not patched. It's a vulnerable device that we have for this specific security only update that we have. A little outdated here. We did want to show you what this looks like. And then you're able to, after some troubleshooting, after using endpoint troubleshooting or endpoint automation, two other tools that we have in our 1E platform, as well as being able to see this error code, you're also able to deploy a patch. So not only do we show you information about that patch, why that status is failed, pull that error code, allow you to explore more about this device in our Explorer or endpoint troubleshooting device. We also allow you to deploy directly from this dashboard as well, which is what I was talking about previously on that slide. So if you are able to understand why that device is failed, why that patch did not deploy, again, using the tools that we have, you can then go ahead and attempt to redeploy the patch. And again, you can send that through SCCM, WSUS, WSUS-R, WSUS-L, or Intune. We integrate with all of those providers, and then attempt to repatch that as well, which is important there. Or you can go ahead and reboot the device. So if you have requiring reboot status, another status that we have there, you can also attempt to reboot the device right from this dashboard and see if that patch then deploys successfully from that area. So very quickly, that was looking at the patch in more detail, taking a look there. But I also want to show you what it looks like from the other view. So not only are we able to show you it very patch centric, here's all the patches from top to bottom. You can work through them. You can use that criticality score. You can search for them. Not to mention, you can filter on all these device filters across the top here. Something I neglected to mention earlier. We also show you it from a device view. And this is what I really want to get into, as it serves a little bit of a different use case, but is still important to show here. So instead of looking at it from a patch-centric view, we can look at it from a device-centric view, where you're able to see all of your devices and then see the patches underneath in each status. And I'll show you a device here with a number of patches on it and the way that we can filter through those statuses. What's important here, and what is valuable that I've seen our patch administrators use, is that we have the ability to search for any device. So just the same way you're able to search for any patch, you're able to search for any device. So if you have a VIP device, or you have a critical server that you have here as well, you're able to search for that based on the name, and you can search for the device at the top here and pull back that device very quickly. Again, we have a short list here, but if you had hundreds of devices, we can support thousands of devices. We've tested this at that scale. You can pull back an important device very quickly, take a look at it, and then see all the patches that live underneath and each of their status here, which is important. Also, we show you the online, offline of each device. Again, this is offline red, online would be green. And again, that status is in real time. We're looking at this device now. Let's say it's a critical server that we've searched for. We can see all of the patches with their statuses, and we can filter on all of these. I wasn't able to show you this on the patch view only because we only had one device under it, but all of this UI and this color coding across the top is also interactive. So if you want to take a look at this server, this critical device here, and you want to see all the patches that have failed, you can see this here. And again, this is looking at it. This is the same patch, but looking at it from a different view. You recognize this from before. We can see that it's failed for this device here. We can also see anything that is vulnerable, so has not attempted to be patched. You can see I'm quickly changing through the filters here. And then we can also see everything that has successfully been patched. Again, all in real time, all coming from the Windows update with no delay whatsoever. So you're able to see all those statuses, and you might even see them change in real time, depending how long you're using the Patch Insights tool and how successful you are in deploying those patches, as well as our reboot status as well. That being said, we also have the ability to take action from this dashboard as well. So we were able to take action from the previous dashboard and deploy a patch. Again, number of customers have highlighted that as a valuable feature. It streamlines their workflow. They're able to deploy a patch right from the dashboard. Well, you're able to do that same thing here from this view as well. So if this patch has failed, you're able to investigate why it's failed. We have details, we have an error code. We can move into endpoint troubleshooting or endpoint automation, solve that device, remediate that device. We can also deploy from here as well. So we're able to do that. Again, push it through SCCM, WSUS, WSUS-R, or Intune. We integrate with all those providers and push that out as well. I will also mention the last thing here that I normally neglect to mention, but do want to push out here, is that we just saw that deploy patch on an individual basis, only due to the filtering that I had here. You can also deploy the patch in mass as well. So if you have a number of patches you want to push out, this device has a number of vulnerable patches that just haven't attempted to be patched yet. You can push that out, and again, it'll line them up one by one, and you can choose your preferred method of deployment here as well. So it can happen in mass. So again, that was a very quick demonstration. Hope that was helpful. Hope that made sense to you all here. In recap, we showed the patching view. So we were able to see the patches. Again, that real-time dashboard, that's really where the value lives. That's what's important. We have that criticality score that we've provided for you all to use in order to understand your patches and which ones you should work on first. We have the filtering, the searching, and then we also have the device view as well, both with the ability to deploy patches from this dashboard here as well. And very quickly, I'll navigate back to our PowerPoint, Josh, and we can pick up from there.
So we'll start. We have some great questions in the Q&A that I'll bring up, but I'll start with some easy ones that I had pre-prepared in case somebody didn't ask questions. When is Patch Insights live?
Yes, so for our SaaS customers, Patch Insights went live on February 1st. So the GA version, the version that you saw today, is available right now. Feel free to go ahead and use it right now if you have access to it, or schedule a demo. For our on-prem customers, it'll be available a little bit later in the spring. Same exact functionality. It'll look the same way. That's coming a little bit later in the spring.
Great. And for those customers that are already on the SaaS platform and have saw this in our beta stage, which we call the 1E Labs, for those of you in the platform, you'll be able to see things like this and other things we have coming with a yellow 1E Labs tab. How has Patch Insight changed since what they might have seen in the past with the Labs version?
Yes, that's a good question, Josh. So I neglected to mention that this product went through an entire beta/1E Labs process. So we didn't just launch it to the market. We went through an entire testing process with our customers as well as internal stakeholders and a number of other stakeholders that really let us know about the value of the tool and what we should change. It's come out of 1E Labs. It's now generally available. And the changes that we made were based on customer feedback really mainly, and that was the Intune integration. So we previously did not support in 1E Labs and Intune integration. We heard a lot about the value of that. I know a lot of you are moving to Intune, you want to be more cloud-based. So we now integrate with Intune there. And then we also made some major UI changes. So that patch score criticality was modified. That quick pop-up that I saw there that explains the criticality score was added. So that was in there. And then, of course, we fully QA'd it. So a number of small bugs were also taken care of and fixed as well as we moved it through a full QA process as well.
Yeah, I know that as we went through that labs process, that was the question that kept popping up over and over again is how is that criticality score calculated? And I think that was something that we really debated internally, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback of just being completely transparent with how we're calculating that criticality score so that the admin or the person in there working in it can justify or understand how it got there and why. And the question is, are you baking in any remediation methods? When you see a machine out of compliance, can you see the error message and remediate accordingly, i.e., an automated cache clear, SCCM repair, etc.?
That's a good question. So we do have remediation methods in our other tools. So I quickly mentioned and glossed over, we have our endpoint troubleshooting and our endpoint automation, previously known as Explorer and Guaranteed State, for previous customers that help with remediation. So you can have checks and fixes in there that allow you to clear the cache on a device. It allows you to explore, troubleshoot, and understand what's wrong with a device and why a patch has not been able to apply successfully there as well. So through those other tools, yes, we do have remediation. We do have the ability to understand more about the device. I think I quickly moved into that page that showed a search bar. That's one of the tools that we have. And we have those tools, I should say, that allow you to remediate the device, which is then when you come back into the tool and then try to redeploy the patch. So yep, that's included in our 1E platform that we have.
Great. Another question from Rob. Are you able to also patch non-Microsoft products and applications?
So currently in the first iteration of the product, should mention that this is GA, but it is not the last version of the product. We're continuing to have a roadmap for the product. We're continuing to build more and more. As we're agile, we'll always be improving the product and adding more functionality. That being said, in this first version of Patch Insights, it's first-party patching only. So the way that we integrate with the Windows Update allows us to, in real time, pick up first-party patches or any patch that comes through the Windows Update. We currently don't support third-party patching, although we do have a roadmap that is one of our highest priorities on it. It's not currently in the product that we have that is available today.
Great. And then the last question before we wrap it up, really in line to what you just said, is what does the roadmap look like? What are we looking like in the next 6 to 12 months of where are you thinking this product is heading?
Yeah, so Patch Insights does have a roadmap. So I want to be clear on that. We released the GA version of the product. Again, that's not going to be the last version. It's really only the first version of the product. And so we do have a fully built out roadmap based on customer feedback, internal stakeholder feedback, as well as, of course, other feedback that we get as a product manager that has informed the roadmap. There's no timeline on that. I would be doing you a disservice if I put a timeline on any piece of functionality on the roadmap as a customer or potential customer. But we are looking at a number of ideas, including third-party patching. We are looking at changing the way that we pull in the patches, as well as some minor UI adjustments. And we are looking at baking in remediation directly into the tool. So we do have it in separate tools, but we may want to bring it in right into the dashboard. Again, all roadmap ideas. We do have a roadmap. We do have a team dedicated to this product, but no dates yet on any of those pieces.
Great, Kat. Wonderful demo and presentation. Thank you so much. We will collect these questions. If you have any other questions, please reach out to your account representative. If you don't have one yet, go ahead and click the request a demo on the website. It's in probably 1,000 places on the website, and we'll get you started, and we'll answer any questions and any other ideas. If you have feedback for the product, please feel free to reach out to us also and send that information. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to the next webinar and the next product launch from 1E.